All right, dude, we are live. What's up, guys? This is Dem Keys, and today we are gonna continue. Um, we're gonna continue going through Kaggle Learn. We are currently on the intermediate machine learning course, and yeah, we've been making progress. I made some tiny changes to my layout. Give me a second. I have somebody's stream running on another machine just so I have some background sound. Okay, right. So, what was I saying? Yeah, we are currently going through. No, no, I got done with that already. I was talking about the stream layout. So I made very slight changes to the stream layout. I reduced the size of the what do you call it? Um, the socials thing that I have in the bottom right. I also reduced the size of the Python logo. And I did that so that I could increase the sizes of these other windows that I have. So my NeoVim coding window and the VisiData coding, not coding, but VisiData window, which is in the top right. And I also reduced the size of the Kaggle window, which is in the bottom left, just so I can give the other two windows some extra space. Um, and yeah, I would say it looks good. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how I want to go about doing this whole layout thing. I kind of have an idea for something that I want to try out. I just got this idea because, um, because, because why? Because OBS has an API that you can access using WebSockets. So depending on what functionality is exposed to us, which there's quite a lot of functionality exposed. So I'm expecting that what I'm hoping to be able to do, I'm expecting that the the API for that will be available just because they have so much stuff exposed. Um, but yeah, this was just an idea that I got randomly, which I would like to experiment with. That would be interesting. That would be interesting to try out. Yeah, dude. I literally just got this idea. Like, okay, the idea. I keep talking about the idea, but I haven't told what the idea is. Um, like, imagine being able to control the sizes of these windows through an external application, and like being able to change their size and also being able to change their position, being able to move them around as I please. So I could have like a dynamic windowing system set up here. No, I mean, okay, that makes it sound really, you know, it makes it sound really sophisticated when in reality it's just going to be an application that's going to be sending in commands for like um, specific things. Right now, the ideas that I have are to control stuff like these window sizes, for example. I'll see though if I do want to set something like that up because it's not like changing the sizes of these windows is a huge hassle for me. I can do it like on stream. I can do it during the stream if I need to, but it would be kind of cool to have something that could, you know, do that. And I'm pretty sure I would be able to do that. If I wanted to, I'm pretty sure I would be able to set something like that up. And I'm thinking of ways to do it through Rust, but I'll have to see if um actually let me Google this real quick. Let me see if somebody has implemented um what was I gonna look up? Yeah, yeah. OBS API Rust. Rust OBS plugins, a safe wrapper around, wait, when is this from? This is from 2024. A safe wrapper around the OBS API. I'm not looking for the OBS API though. I'm looking for OBS, what is it called? I forgot what the thing was called. They had a WebSocket system set up. I'm looking to do something through that. I mean, I could go for the Python thing as well. Yeah, okay. Somebody made a client for OBS WebSockets. Let me open that up real quick. Remote control OBS with OBS WebSocket plugin for Rust. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Give me a second. Let me open this up. See, the thing is being maintained. Yeah, the latest commit is from 2 months ago. So the thing is being maintained. It has a couple of contributors. That's what I was looking for. Remote control. That's the name that I wasn't able to think of. Because I remember that there was a name for it, and actually, not remote control. It was just called website. No, no, dude, it was called. No, it wasn't called remote control. It was called OBS WebSocket. I'm just having trouble remembering the thing because initially OBS WebSocket was like a separate plugin that you could install in OBS, and then you would have like a WebSocket server set up that you could control through external programs just by interacting with that WebSocket server. When you interact with the WebSocket server, it then translates whatever you are, whatever requests you're sending to it, to whatever API calls it has to make. And then um, eventually, OBS kind of bundled the WebSocket plugin with OBS. So I don't remember which version it was in, but at a certain point, um, it just started being bundled with OBS. So when you would install OBS, you would have the WebSocket thing available there. Um, but yeah, yeah. Okay, so there is a WebSockets plugin which I can use if I need to. This should be interesting. This should be interesting to set up, and I'm kind of tempted to set this up using Rust. Actually, another thing that I'm tempted to set up using Rust, initially I was going to set it up using Python, but now I kind of want to set it up using Rust, using like the TUI and stuff, mostly because I'm planning on learning Ratatouille, which is a TUI library for Rust. So I feel like if I set up this application in Rust as well, so the other idea that I had for an application was um, an OSC thing. I don't know what to call it. An OSC controller. Let's call it an OSC controller. I was planning on setting up an OSC controller for VR chat. And I'm pretty sure there's not one, but probably multiple OSC libraries in Rust. Give me a second here. OSC Rust. Okay, so one that I'm seeing here is something called ROSC, which is it's an implementation of the OSC 1.0 protocol in pure Rust. Okay, and there's probably going to be others as well. There's an async OSC um, Rust library implementation. Let me open that up as well. Okay, but yeah, I could create like I could create an application with Rust. I could create an OSC controller application in Rust, and that would be a good practice practice program kind of thing for me. I feel like that would also be So on one hand, it would be like a toy program kind of thing where I'm just practicing Rust, but I'm also going to be using it in VR chat. So it's kind of a it's kind of it's kind of a best of both worlds kind of situation where I wanted to get practice and I'm getting practice, but I also need to make this program and I'm making this program. So I feel like this is like the perfect practice situation for me. But yeah, okay. Um, Today we are gonna be. I don't know if we are gonna be able to do the thing today. I mean, I'm sure we can work something out here, but I'm having trouble loading the. Oh God, give me a second. I don't know if it's coming through on stream. Okay. Yeah, I'm having trouble loading the uh, the Kaggle thing properly. I'm pretty sure it's an internet issue or some kind of system issue on my end. Something that we can do. So we did finish this. We did finish um, the tutorial section of this. Did the other page load? Give me a second. Let me try to load that. Also, where's? Yeah, I just realized I didn't open up my stream on my phone. Let me open up my stream manager on my own on my phone. Sorry, I opened up my phone, I unlocked my phone, and TikTok was open, and then one of the uh, songs was playing in the background, and I guess, yeah, that kind of just changed what I was about to say. But anyways, just a second, let me open this up. Okay, it's open. Right. What what are we seeing on stream? So there's the Rust, not Rust. Is it Rust? Hold on. I've been doing Rust on the side as well. By the way, dude, speaking of Rust, hold on. Speaking of Rust, so I've been learning I've been learning yeah, I've been learning Rust through Gemini. And slowly I've been making progress. Honestly, learning it through Gemini is helping me quite a lot because I feel like I don't have the attention span to read the long text that's in the Rust notebook or Rust book. I forgot what the book is called, but there is a book with detailed chapters for. Oh shit, the thing finally loaded. Holy shit, dude. It took ages. This took ages to load. That's crazy. But yeah, I've been going through I've been sort of relearning, but then also now actually learning because I, I I relearned a bunch of the things that I knew already. I kind of like refreshed my knowledge on them, and now we are getting to the chapters where I didn't know those things, like stuff like generics. We're about to start generics now. Yesterday I was learning about hash maps. I didn't learn about that either. So it was interesting. It's the basic idea is like hash maps are essentially dictionaries. Like if you need a key value pair, you use a hash map. Otherwise, you can use something like a vector or an array or whatever. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah. So there was okay when I was first getting started with Rust. There was this thing that I had seen about called rustlings. I didn't understand at the time what it was entirely, but then recently I was looking for Rust practice problems, and then Rustlings came up. So I was like, okay, let me check this out. And what I learned was apparently this is a program. This is an entire it's a entire set of practice problems that have been set up for you. I I believe I installed Rustlings. I think, hold on. Uh, I have Gemini Learning Rust here. Give me a second. This is in Rust. Let me go into Scratch. I think I have Rustlings here. Yes, I do. Exercises, Rust Analyzer, and so on. Okay, so here I can open up. I can actually show it to you guys in action right now. What is this? Okay, this is some kind of conversation that I was having. What was this regarding though? Oh, this was okay. I don't want to close this just yet. Just in case. So, um, scratch stuff, rustlings, and then here we can open up, that's wrong, rustlings. So this is the application, okay? You can open up the application, read this, and it's giving you instructions, it's giving you some information, and then you can get started. So this is the application, okay? You can hit L to see the list of all the exercises that are pending. There's I think 94. Yeah, I think because it says 0 to 94. So maybe it's 94 or 95 because it says 0. I don't know. Let's say 90 plus exercises, right? So you can right now in this screen we are currently on exercise 1, which is intro. What you can do is within this folder, you can open up NeoVim and then you can start opening up the exercises. So for example, I'll open up 00 intro because that's currently where we are, 00 intro, and we are currently on exercise intro 1. You can see it mentions at the bottom beneath the progress bar, exercise 01. So what you have to do is open up the exercise or open up the script, and then you have to make changes to the script. And after you've made your changes, you can save the script. Give me a second. Let all of the plugins and stuff load. Um, Give it a second. This is like a first run kind of thing. I haven't opened up rustlings here before. Is it done? I think it's done. Okay. So after you're done, after you're done making your changes, you can save the script and then you go back into rustlings and it's going to check if you are if whatever you have done is correct, like if because it runs a series of tests for each exercise. The first exercise you didn't really have to make any changes. You just had to like enter and save and then move to the next exercise. So we are done with one. Now you can't move to the next exercise until you've finished the first one. So I don't know if you noticed, but after I saved that script and came back into this screen, it gave me the option to hit N to go to the next exercise. But I haven't unlocked. So now we are on the next exercise, right? I haven't finished this exercise, so I can't really go to the next one. So there's no N option. So I have to go back to the exercise, or well, I have to open up that script, which is intro 2, because you can see over here it mentions 00 intro slash intro 2. So that's the exercise that we are currently on. And then there's going to be a bunch of like comments and stuff telling you that you have to either fix this or fix a compile error make sure that the test succeeds. And tests will show up in like more like the later exercises in Rustlings. So here, the to do comment says fix the code to print hello world. So it's a very simple task, right? Because this is like an intro thing. So we do that, and then when we come back here, you'll notice it says checking. Once it's done checking, now it lets you move to the next exercise. It also mentions that the exercise is done. So this is great because you can have Rustlings open on a in a separate window, and you can have your these exercises open in your code editor in a separate window. In my case, it's just a separate tab because I'm doing it all in the terminal. But you can have all of this open in like each of these open in like two separate windows, and then you can just keep going back and forth between them. Or if you have multiple screens, then you can just have them open on both screens, and you can just, you know, back and forth. You can keep seeing between them. It's great. It's amazing for learning. So okay, another good thing is that for each chapter or for each exercise, they actually for each chapter they have for each chapter they have a readme. You can open up the readme, see the information, and it'll also give you a link to a page in the Rust learning manual, the Rust book. There's a Rust book available online that you can read. It's basically the documentation for Rust. It teaches you about Rust. So this points you towards specific pages, specific chapters, and maybe sections within those chapters that might have something to do with the current topic you are doing exercises on. So this is a great way to learn Rust. Like you're being exposed to the language, you're being forced to solve problems. You can do the reading if you want to, and as you are doing the exercise, let me open up one exercise here. So we are currently on variables one, right? Let me go back here. Yeah, we are on variables one. Let's say I've tried everything and I'm not able to solve this. There's a hint option, so you can get a hint for what it might be about or what you could be using, what you might want to research, what you might want to look into. It's not going to straight up give you the solution, but it's going to point you in the right direction. Speaking of solutions, if you're completely stuck and you are just not able to figure it out, there is also a solutions directory. Funny enough, I haven't opened this up yet because like I'm not a beginner in Rust at this point. I'm also not an expert in Rust, but I'm not a beginner in Rust either, right? So I got through, I think, the first 7 to 8 chapters, even nine, which was strings. I had like tiny issues there, which were mostly to do with the borrow checker. Then modules, I finished that up like really quick. Hash maps, I learned about it and then I finished it. Options, I don't remember if I've finished this. I think I'm currently in this chapter. But yeah, let me open up the solution. Don't edit the solution file. It will be automatically filled after you. Oh shit, I got this part wrong. I thought it's giving you the solutions. Okay, my bad. I thought it's giving you the solutions. Because up until this point, I hadn't opened up this solutions directory because I didn't want to get the answers. But turns out it's not. It doesn't give you the answers. You have to you have to kind of figure it out yourself. I don't know if there is a thing where it does give you the answers. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know if there is a thing where it does give you the answers or if it makes you, you know, just be stuck there trying to solve the problem. Yeah, for whatever reason, I thought that the solutions thing was giving you solutions, but it seems like it's not giving you solutions. It's just logging the solutions that you did have. um, like this, for example. So once you've finished the exercise, then it's gonna create the solution here. But regardless, okay, ignoring my minor misinformation about like the solutions being present, there are exercises here which you can go through, and you can learn about Rust practically by solving these problems. So this is a very valid approach. This is a good approach in my opinion. What I'm planning on doing here is, as I'm learning more and more, you know what I could have done? I could have looked at these exercises, and then based on these exercises, I could have created a syllabus, and I could have had Gemini teach me based on this. Like I could have had Gemini generate the syllabus for me and teach me each of the chapters based on this syllabus. So as we get done with each of the chapters, I could then come and do each of these exercises as like a practice problem kind of thing. That would have been a good approach for me. Once I'm done with my Rust syllabus, I well, this current syllabus that I'm on, once I'm done with this, I would definitely like to restart the syllabus. I would like to regenerate. Like I'll work on the prompt. I'll get Gemini to create a list of create a syllabus with chapters that are that align with each of these exercises. Actually, I just got an idea. Because Gemini CLI has read write access, what if I just get it to look at each of the each of the exercises and read each of the exercise files within each exercise folder, and get it to, I don't know, either generate exercises for me, because like the exercise is right here already, right? I'm trying to like connect Gemini's teaching with this. So like Gemini can be the teacher instead of me reading the book, or whoever is reading it. Instead of them reading the book, they could come and read. They could read through Gemini, and then I I don't know if it's making sense what I'm saying, but like I kind of like this idea. I kind of like this idea, and I want to try it out. I want to test it out. I definitely want to test this out later on, because Gemini is able to. Oh, something else that I noticed is there's a quizzes folder here, and they'll randomly put one quiz in for you. I think I've already gone through the first quiz. I think so. Well, not on this machine. It was on a different machine, but yeah, I believe I've already gone through the quiz here. Write a function that calculates the price of an order of apples given the quantity bought. Was it this, or was it quiz 2? Quiz 2 is about strings, move semantics, vectors, modules, and enums. Or was it quiz 3? Nah, it's not quiz 3. I don't remember exactly. I think it was quiz 1. Because I don't think they would take us into like the higher level stuff until we've covered it. Give me a second here. Okay. But yeah, that's it about rustlings. Rustlings is incredibly useful. I feel like this would have been an interesting way for me to learn, because this would provide This would provide like a labs kind of experience, if that makes sense. Like you have interactive tests, so you can test your knowledge. You can test whatever you've just learned. You're having to apply your theoretical knowledge practically, and that can really help you get comfortable with the programming language. So I would like to explore this at some point later. For now, let's exit this and go back to this thing. Okay, right. Let me hydrate, and then I feel like we read this yesterday, the day before yesterday. Yesterday I spent most of it doing Rust, and maybe the day before that as well. Whenever my last stream was, because today's the 8th, my last stream was on the 6th, and it's unfortunate that like it's unfortunate how that stream went because of my internet issues. I think the stream also just abruptly cut out like towards the end because like it stayed disconnected for so long that the disconnect protection ran out and the stream just shut off. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, hopefully I shouldn't be having that issue now because so I'm using a USB to Ethernet adapter, and the USB port that that adapter was connected in, I don't know if this is an issue with the USB port or if it's an issue of this adapter specifically with that USB port, but I tend to always have issues with that specific USB port and this USB to Ethernet adapter. Like even if I restart the machine, I would have to disconnect and reconnect the adapter into the port. Otherwise, it doesn't give me internet. So recently, I started having like random disconnects as well, which I mean, in the past I have had that, and whenever that happens, I just disconnect and reconnect it, and then the problem goes away most of the time. Recently, it started becoming a lot more. I wasn't sure if the adapter was going bad or if the USB port was going bad, but it didn't occur to me to um, try because I recently also got a USB hub, and that has been working great. That has been working amazing for me, especially for applications that don't have heavy power requirement. So I have one USB hub in which I've connected my wireless keyboard and mouse. Fortunately, they're as a pair, so it's one receiver. Um, and I've connected a USB webcam into it, and I've also connected the USB to Ethernet adapter into it. And all of it seems to be running great. And so far, I haven't had like random disconnects. I do have my regular internet issues, but those are the internet issues, not not adapter issues like the adapter randomly disconnecting and stuff. It's not those issues. Why was I talking about this? I think I was saying that yeah, yesterday I didn't stream. I decided to just do Rust, just because there's a ton of research that I was doing in Rust, and holy shit, dude, there's so much that I can do if I took the time to do it. I've decided that I want to do embedded programming in Rust, or rather, I should say, I've decided that moving forward, any of the embedded programming that I want to do for ESP32, I want to do it with Rust instead of MicroPython. Because the ecosystem has matured quite a bit. There's a lot of support, there's a lot of active development going on, and I'm not doing some incredibly advanced stuff. So the stuff that I plan on doing, I'm sure there's going to be support for that. Um, there's going to be functionality available for that. So I want to start by doing like the basic embedded stuff, the basic ESP32 stuff, and then eventually I want to move into doing essentially tiny ML stuff. So basically doing machine learning and deep learning and stuff like that on embedded devices. I want to see how Well, I wanna try and make that work. I was about to say that I want to see how well that works out, but I want to make that work out. I wanna actually do that on ESP32 devices. Anyways, yeah, we are gonna continue with this. I've been streaming now for what, 35 minutes, and so far we haven't started. Fortunately, though, the page managed to load, so that's good. Now, okay, in the last stream we did read through all of this, but to be honest, I didn't really practice any of it, so I'm not entirely comfortable with moving into the the exercises section. I kind of want to practice the stuff here before we move into doing exercises. So I think maybe we should reread this entire section, because the last time we were here, we also didn't. Wait, give me a second. Let me close this and do that. Okay. So the last time we were here, we also didn't practice any of the stuff, because like I was reading through all of these, right, and then like uh, so we got the theory, right, but then there was an example and there were practical implementations and stuff, and we didn't really go through, or we didn't really practice any of that. So I would like to practice that before we move on to the exercise, because otherwise I feel like I'm not going to be very comfortable with what I'm doing. Okay, so where did we reach? What is this from? I don't remember which. Should I create a new file? Maybe I should create a new file. Let's do pi o2.py, and then let's import a bunch of stuff. Oh, we need. Is there some code on top as well? Um, I think all of this can be copied from here, right? No, wait. This is using the Melbourne dataset. Just a second. It seems like this might be malfunctioning a little. So I might need to open up this session again. No, I think we're good. I think we're good now. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Uh, right. Do I even have the Melbourne dataset? I don't know. Let me check here. I do not have the Melbourne dataset. Right. Okay. Give me a second here. I need to go into another tab and handle the whole download process. Where does that go? Kaggle? In Scratch stuff, I have Kaggle instruct. Under that, I have datasets. And under that, I have all of this. Okay, let's open up Kaggle and load the Melbourne housing dataset. What's it called? Melbourne housing snapshot. Let's look that up. Melbourne housing snapshot. Comments, datasets. I think this is the one. Yeah, what files does this contain? Melp data. Yep, just one file. Okay, all right. Dude, there's okay. I'm so there's okay, I'm curious about something here. I need to look this up like right now. Uh I need to open up Gemini in one of these. So give me a second here. Okay, CD scratch stuff, Gemini, and then while that's opening up, let me go do something else. Okay, so I'm gonna download this. Oh, I need to have the environment active. Yeah, that's not gonna work out. Fortunately, this is one file, so I can just download this one file and I can copy that. I'll send that over to just a second. Damn, hold on. This has to be a massive CSV file. If this one CSV file is just a second. Let's open up Yahtzee in downloads. And here, um, we need this. We're gonna bring this to where's our scratch stuff, Kaggle, datasets, and oh yeah, Melbourne housing snapshot. I messed that up. Let's rewrite that. Melbourne housing snapshot. Okay, and then we paste it here and extract it. That is extracted. Great, awesome. Now, um, I want to cd into this directory. I'm already in this directory. Okay. Okay, this has to be recursive. It has to go from source, which is here. That's our Melbourne housing snapshot, into this. What is it? Okay. I hope I'm getting this right. Actually, I could check the path here. Um, the path is okay. Python, Kaggle learn. This is a long path. Holy shit. No, I have to put it in datasets. Kaggle learn datasets. So it's Python, Kaggle learn datasets. Projects, Kaggle learn datasets. Okay, done. Great. Did I do that right? I hope so. Yes, I did. Awesome. Okay, so now that that is done, we can go back to this. And then we can open up this and open up this. So this is our Melbourne housing data set. And now we can load this up here. Yeah, sorry that took some time. I had to set some stuff up, and unfortunately I had to do it on stream. Wait, give me a second here. Oh, damn. Okay, looks like we lost some frames in between, but we should be fine. Hopefully. Okay, great. So let's take a look at the code. Okay, so we import pandas. And then from scikit-learn, model selection, we import train test split. Wait, why is this taking time? Okay, hold on. Let me close NeoVim and open it up again because I haven't touched it in a bit, so I don't know if... I don't need to worry too much about the previous session. We should be fine. Right, everything should be fine now. Hopefully, I think. Give it a second. Wait, why is this taking time? Oh, I think it's my system itself that's being a bit slow right now. Uh okay, I guess it is what it is. We'll just work with it. Okay, import. Oh, you know what? Now we are good. Yeah, yeah. Now that it's properly loaded, we should be fine. Okay, data equals pd dot read csv. Yep, we are good now. We are good now. Data sets, Melbourne, Melb data. Okay, data dot price. Then Melb underscore predictors equals data dot drop price axis equals 1. Now let's explore this real quick. This drops the specified labels from rows or columns. It removes rows or columns. See that first line is a little misleading. It says it drops specified labels from rows or columns. Like I feel like that maybe it's just me. Like I would have understood something else from that because I would have been like, oh, it's just getting rid of the label of the column or the label of the row. It's not getting rid of the entire row or the entire column. But no, this gets rid of um, removes rows or columns by specifying label names and corresponding axis, or by directly specifying index or column names when using a multi-index so-and-so. Okay. what does axis, uh, wait, what does axis one mean? One means columns and zero means index. All right. Also, label could be a single label or a list like. So it could be an index or column label to drop. A tuple will be used as a single label and not treated as a list like. Okay, cool. So then we have our predictor. So mel predictors dot select d types, and we are excluding object. Oh, so we're excluding everything that's not integers. I'm assuming that's what's going on here. Well, integers and floats. So in this case, it would be anything that's a string definitely gets excluded, but also I think maybe booleans might also get excluded. I don't know if there are wait, we can look at the data set. Right, so here we have strings. This counts as a string as well. That's a number, that's a float, that's a number. String, date, that gets excluded. Float, 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 float. There's a string, float, or integer? No, float. Float, string. Okay, yeah. Okay. You know what? We can wait. Why did I close that? Yeah, we can also we can list out the yeah we can take it step by step, right? We can list out the columns of x. So let's do print x dot columns. Uh, this is supposed to return a data frame, right? Yes. Okay. Here we need to enable this, and then hold on. Do I? No, I don't have this. Okay. I was confused for a second because I recently learned that apparently Python 3.14 is also a thing, and so is Python 3.13. So I'm considering installing 3.14 at some point later. I do need to see like how that's going to affect all the stuff that I have installed. I'm definitely not going to uninstall um, 3.12, but I want to make it so 3.12 and 3.14 can exist together, because at this point in both of my systems, both of my Linux systems, I don't I don't type just Python. I type Python 3.1 whatever, right? So if I install 3.14, I should be able to access that as Python 3.14. Even when I'm creating new environments, I use the exact version number. I don't do that on Windows, so I'm gonna have to see how to set up the thing on Windows. But yeah, I do want to keep my 3.12 around, because once I move to 3.14, um, I'm gonna have to go into the projects that use 3.12 and essentially recreate the environment using 3.14. But before I can recreate the environment, I need to export the requirements file. So I need 3.12 for being able to export the requirements file. Hold on just a second here. Actually, let me hydrate and then we can start. Then we can continue. Okay. All right. Okay. So these are, yeah, we can confirm it, right? So rooms, distance, postcode, bedroom to bathroom. So rooms, prices are target variable. Method is not being mentioned here. Where's method? Oh, method is not mentioned because it's an object. Yeah. Okay. So rooms, distance, postcode. Where is it? Postcode, bedroom to bathroom, car, um, land size, building area, year built. Oh, that's interesting. Uh, year built is stored as a float, not as a date, or even just like an integer or something. Okay, yeah, and then latitude, longitude, and property count. Cool, awesome. Hold on just a minute here. Okay, right. Moving on. What else do we need to do? Oh, then we do the split, right? We create a split using X and Y. Oh yeah, because Y is a separate data set at this point and X is a separate data set. Okay, so then we do X train, X valid, Y train, Y valid equals train test split X, Y, and then here I think we're specifying percentages. So 0.8, that's 80%. So 80% of the data set is training, and wrong thing. Test size, 20% is validation. Sorry, 20% is testing, which is validation. Yeah, to be fair, 20 testing data is the validation data. Then random state 0. Okay, that's done. Awesome. Then define a function to measure the quality of each approach. Okay, so we're gonna redo this thing. So from sklearn.ensemble, um, import random forest regressor. Then from sklearn.metrics, import, I think it's mean absolute error. Yeah. Okay, then we define a score data set. Oh, this is a score for each. Um, so I'm guessing this is a score. This is telling us a score given different different train test split sizes. So currently we've given 80% of the data set for training and 20% for testing. We could increase the size. I wonder if if there's such a thing as shuffling. What are Yes, there is a thing such as shuffling. What does random state do though? I haven't really understood what random state would do in this specific situation. Controls the shuffling applied to the data before applying the split. Pass an integer. Wait, is shuffle not true by default? Shuffle is true by default. Oh, this is being shuffled by default. Okay, this is being shuffled by default. I didn't realize any of that. That this is being shuffled by default. That's interesting. Where was I? Controls the shuffling applied to the data before applying the split. Pass an integer for reproducible output across multiple function calls. That's a good idea, because then we'll actually be able to figure out what not just the right split size is, but what what exact shuffling, what exact um, order of the data gives us the best training result. Okay, why is there an error here? Wait, I don't get it. What's the issue? Oh, I forgot. You know, I keep forgetting this. I should definitely remember this. This thing. I keep on forgetting this because I find myself doing this. See this? See how long that takes? And just now I was getting impatient with getting to the beginning, but then I remembered I can just do this. Right. Anyways, so what was missing here was the comma. Now that I've added the comma, everything should be fine. And we can continue with our data set. So we need X train, we need X valid, we need Y train, and then we need Y valid. Then model equals random forest regressor. I don't know why I didn't type R and A. Random forest regressor, N estimators is 10, and random state is 0. Right, then model.fit X train. So we are fitting the training data and we're fitting the X training data and the Y training data. Then we generate predictions using model.predict. We want to predict using X valid, right? Yeah. I wanted to guess without looking. So yeah, okay, X valid, and then what are we doing? Printing? No, we are returning. We are returning the mean absolute error given our true prediction. Actually, what's it expecting? Okay, so true, which is our expected prediction. So that is Y valid and our actual prediction. Okay, so now that that is done, Oh, okay. I was wondering the uh, where the score dataset function was being called. Um, and so I was like, hold on, why are we defining this? But okay, right. Score from approach one. Since we are working with both training and validation sets, we are careful to drop the same columns in both data frames. Reduced x train and reduced x y. No, x train and x valid. Okay, so first we want to determine which columns are missing. Get the names of columns with missing values. Uh, call for calls. Okay, so we are doing like a list comprehension kind of thing. Xtrain dot columns if x train. This is clever actually. This is clever. Can I actually break it like that? I'm not sure if I can. I could break it like this though. Or something else I could do is um, do this. So then I have some more space. Right. If x train call dot is null dot any. Okay, we need to check something here. So let's try this. X train um let's say price dot is null. It's not showing. How do I get that? So I need it to be a series, right? Because this is looking at a series. So okay, let's say SO1 equals PD dot series 1 2 3 4. Oh, we could drop a null in there, right? How do we drop a null in um let's drop nan. How do we drop null? How do we Would none work? I don't know if none works. Wait, why is this giving an error? Cannot access attribute columns for class list. Why is xtrain a list? Because columns is not a series. Wait, no, doesn't columns return a series? Yeah, doesn't I think columns returns a series. Hold on, let's see if this runs. It doesn't return a series, it returns an index. Okay. I don't know if that's still gonna be like an issue or something. Cannot access attribute columns for class. Am I reading the code wrong here? No, it's saying xtrain.columns. Okay, what does train test split return? It returns a list. So at this point, um, these are not data frames. At this point, these are not data frames. Is it supposed to be xtrain or hold on? Did I miss something up here when we are creating? Yeah, okay. I'm wondering if they meant x dot column. Yeah, I'm wondering if they meant x dot columns. Would that work? The problem with this is that it would probably. Oh, okay. I was about to say that the problem is that it might bring in the other. Um, no, yeah, yeah. Because I was about to say that the problem with this setup is that they might bring in the other columns as well, which are, you know, not integers or floats or not, um, and it might bring in the price as well, but no, it doesn't do that. Okay, let's look at is null. Is null is going to give us that did not help. It says it's an alias for is na. Okay, it returns a boolean same-sized object indicating if the values are na values such as none or numpy.nan gets mapped to true values. Everything else gets mapped to false values. Characters such as empty strings or numpy.infinity are not considered NA values unless you set pandas so and so so and so. Okay, all right. Let's try printing this out because I do have. Uh, wait, there's an error there. No, there's no error. Okay, all right, cool. So that's what's supposed to happen there. Then what does any do? That does not help. What does any return? Okay, let's test that out here. Okay, so far it returned the one value that was true. Let's try adding some more. So let's do none, one, two, three, or no, we could do none, three, four. Okay, all right. So it's not returning a list of trues. It's returning one true. I need to look up what the any method does because I'm not getting proper information here. Wait, can I, would PD have any? No. Okay, let's say df01 equals PD dot data frame, A equals 123. It's not equals. It is colon. Okay. Um, A dot is not is any. what is any a function of? Hold on, let me Google it elsewhere. Okay, pandas any. The any method in pandas is used to determine if at least one element along a specified axis in a series or data frame evaluates to true. It performs an OR operation returning true if any value in the relevant scope is considered truthy, quote unquote, and false otherwise. Okay, all right. So now let's take a look at this list comprehension here and see what this was supposed to be. Okay, so we are checking, we are getting a list of the names of the columns where any value might be null. And any here gives us a single true value as opposed to is null, which gives us a list of true false values. Okay, all right. So then we have our reduce x train, which is x train dot drop, and here we specify the names of the columns, and we say that we want to drop the entire column. Okay, I'm glad that I'm slowly getting this now. And then we are doing x valid, where, let me try to do this by myself without looking. Drop calls with missing, axis equals 1. Okay, that wasn't really, I didn't really need to do that because that's the exact same thing. We're just changing this. Okay, anyways, then print may approach 1. Oh yeah, let's write it out properly here. So drop columns with missing values. Okay, and then we want to call score dataset, and in that we want to pass our reduced x train, our reduced xy. Xy? No. It's supposed to be, is this expecting y after this? Y train. Reduced y train. Hold on. No. X train, X valid. X train, X. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was reading the thing wrong. Okay. Reduced X valid, and then Y train, and then Y valid. Okay, we have some errors here. And the issue is that this is not okay. So we are missing something here because this is going under the assumption that X train and X valid are data frames or series, or well, I think in this case data frames. It's going under the assumption that they're data frames, but then train test split, it kind of gets rid of that, doesn't it? Unless I'm like really missing something here. Train test split does not have, Yeah, train test split doesn't have train test split returns lists. It doesn't return data frames. But then how exactly are we doing that here? I feel like there might be an error um, in this code. Yeah, I think there might be an error in the code. Unless I missed something, which is very much a possibility. Because if I point at X train here, it should say list or data frame, and I think it says list. Yeah, it says list unknown. It doesn't say data frame. If I point at X, which is actually a data frame, it says data frame. Okay. Um, how do I solve this? But then, okay, hold up. Would I be able to get like a shape for, so this is not gonna, it's not gonna let the script run. So okay, let's comment out all of this. Print type, um, okay, can I do xtrain dot shape? I doubt it because it's not an ND array. It's just a list, but it's also a list of lists. So like, how do I get the shape? Let's print this. This has to be a list of lists. This, no, this has to be a list of lists. Let's try accessing it like this. So let's say 0. Um, that does not work. Wait, back up. Why is it, why is there a pandas? Why is there an error from like the pandas file? You're joking. Oh my God, you're joking. Hold on. Um did the linter get it wrong? Is that what happened? Like, okay, let's try this because it's possible that the linter got it wrong because I've had that happen in Python before. Um, you're joking, dude. You're joking. Here I am, looking like a dumbass, saying that the course might be wrong, the code in the course might be wrong, but no, it was a false positive um, from one of the diagnostics tools. Okay, yeah, um, never mind. I'm just okay. That is, dude. That is just so funny. This is so silly, dude. Holy shit. I spent all of this time and it was basically a false positive. I spent all of this time wondering, hey, is this, could this be right? Could this be wrong? Well, anyways, moving on. So we got a score, and the score is exactly the same. I like that. Okay, I like that they are making us use these specific random states because that gives us a very specific score. So we know that we are kind of on the right track. We are not getting like, different scores depending on different machines that it's being run on. We're not getting different scores at different runs. My God, that was so embarrassing, dude. This fucking like giving me the wrong diagnostic, and I'm like, I think something is missing here. I think it might be. Actually, I wonder if this might. Yeah, this was also a false positive because X train is a data frame. It just so happens that the score still, or well, it just so happens that we still get a similar result in terms of missing columns, or exactly same result. I believe. I don't know. I can't say for sure, because like okay, we dropped price from Melbourne predictors, right? We dropped price, so price is gone, and then we dropped all of the other columns that were object. Anything that's string will be an object, right? All that's remaining is our integers and our floats. So that accomplishes the exact same thing. So then x and x train would have the same columns, and so technically we could use either one of them. Let's just make sure that the thing runs. Yeah, it runs. This is so silly, dude. We got a false positive here. I need to see if there's a way to fix this because I remember that this tends to be an issue on the Python end, specifically because certain functions and types and stuff, they're like dynamically generated, or rather generated at runtime, I guess, or somewhere in between there. And as a result of that, the linter is not able to give you accurate information about what the type might be, or even what the fields might be. Sometimes there are plenty of times. That's why you'll notice sometimes I have to create a separate data frame or a separate series just so I can look at functions. Like I have to explicitly declare a series or explicitly declare a data frame just so I can look at certain functions because the linter is not able to figure out that hey, this is our. Actually, I don't know if it's the linter or the LSP in this case. No, I think um, the linter is communicating with the LSP, right? Yeah, I think it's the linter that's responsible for this. But yeah, either way, whatever is responsible for it is not able to figure out that hey, it's gonna have this list of functions and this list of various attributes, be it functions or fields or whatever, and so it doesn't give you the right stuff. As opposed to if you explicitly declare something as, let's say, a series, and it knows, like the linter knows that it's going to be a series, So then you can get accurate information like this. Give me a second here. Just a second. I'm just looking for something here. Give me a second. Okay. All right. We can move on to the next approach. And this is where like we have to explore this more because I don't think we really explore. To be fair, or to be honest, we didn't even really explore this section. I think I'm gonna have to go over this a couple of times before I properly understand it because this is like new information for me. So I kind of need to wrap my head around the whole um, dropping columns with missing data and imputing and the next approach, which is an extension to imputing. Yeah, I think I need to read this chapter properly again before I'm comfortable enough to move on to the next chapter, or before I'm even comfortable enough to move on to the exercise. What is the next chapter though? Categorical variables. Wow, holy shit, we have a couple of things here. Yeah, we have a couple of things here. We are still on just chapter 2, which I mean, yeah, it's a new concept for me, so I'm going to be I love how it says hours to earn certificate 4, estimated 4 hours. Yet here I am, I spent like an entire week in the course, which it's more realistic at least in my case because there are times where like I'll spend some time on it and then I'll go and do something else and then I'll come back and spend some time on it, then I'll go and do something else. If I did the entire thing at a stretch, maybe I might be able to get it done in like a day tops, but that is if I spent the entire day doing just this. I don't think 4 hours is, at least for me, I don't think 4 hours is necessarily realistic. To be fair, that does depend from topic to topic because there might be certain topics that might just be small, so we'll like get through them real quick. There might be certain topics that I just grasp them really quick. I just understand them really quick, and it's like, okay, cool, awesome. I understand this. Okay. Uh, right. Score from approach 2. So next we'll use simple imputer to replace missing values with the mean value along each column. All right. Although it's simple, filling in, I need to practice this, practice using the imputer. What are they using in approach 3? Oh, I thought they're adding something more to be used in approach 3, but no. Um, yeah. Okay. So after I'm done with both of these, after I'm done writing out the code for both of these, I'm gonna need to I'm gonna need to spend some time fiddling around with simple imputer, and also playing around with stuff like drop and um, what others we had stuff like is not. These are good things to remember. These are definitely good things to remember, because in the future when I have other such when I have other projects that involve pandas, or any, well, yeah, pandas, I was about to say, or data science or data manipulation or whatever, just pandas in general. If I have any other projects involving pandas, then it would be good to know that, hey, this is how I could do so and so thing. Yeah, for sure. Where was I? Although it's simple, filling in the mean value generally performs quite well, but this varies by data set. While statisticians, oh, that's a word, statisticians, how the inflection there, I'm kind of confused about that. Let's say statisticians um, have experimented with more complex ways to determine imputed values, such as regression imputation, for instance. The complex strategies typically give no additional benefit once you plug the results into sophisticated machine learning models. Okay, all right, cool. So let's let's test it out. So from sklearn.impute import simple imputer. Oh, we can probably comment out all of this. Actually, not all of this. Up to this point, we should probably leave it. And then anything below that. Oh no, wait, up to, wait, yeah, up to this point, we should probably leave it. And then anything below this, I don't think we're going to be using. At least not for the other approach. We won't be using it. So we can comment this. And we can also delete this. And now we can start. So my underscore imputer equals simple imputer. Imputed x train equals pd.dataframe my imputer.fit underscore transform x train. Okay, I'm curious about what this is gonna, what values this is gonna give. So the idea here is that for any given, wait, okay, so we are already missing object values, right? It's all numerical values. So we don't need to worry about numerical, we don't need to worry about like string values being needing to be handled in this case. Okay, then we need imputed x valid, which would be pd dot data frame my imputer dot fit transform x valid. I'm curious about which, yeah, I need to be able to, hold on. Let me take a look at the data set and see where we actually have, okay, so rooms. It doesn't seem like room numbers. Oh, there might be, yeah, let me look at a frequency table of this. Okay. All right, so we need to look for another one. Let's look at distance. Hold on, dude. I need to look. This is a massive data set. How do I figure out which um okay, let me try something here. Okay? Let me try to use some of my very beginner pandas knowledge. So we have our okay, let's not do the imputing just yet. Okay, so let's do for um wait, we would be accessing each. I'm trying to think of a good way to get the names of the columns that have. Yeah, actually, I could use list comprehension, right? X for X um, in X dot or X train dot columns if X. Wait, that's literally what we just did here. Why didn't I think of that? Holy shit, that's literally, I was just about to like figure out this entire thing again and like rewrite that exact same thing again, which I'm kind of proud of that because like I was thinking of it on my own, but it's also silly because like the thing, it's already there. So that's our, okay, car, building area, and year built. So these are our three things. In car, let's look at the frequency table. We have at least 62 null values. Building area has a lot of null values. Hold on, dude. Building area has a lot of null values. Okay, that's great. Building area has a lot of null values. So how do we, and the good news is that the beginning few rows itself, they show us a bunch of empty data here. Okay, so we can try to print out building data. Okay, so we're going to do this. Okay, and this is our list of labels, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so we want X train, this list of labels dot head. What does that give us? Yes, that gives us what we are looking for. Awesome. Oh, it's also been shuffled. I didn't take that into account. It's being, the thing is being shuffled, so yeah, yeah. Okay, then let's also print out imputed X train calls with missing dot head. Oh, error. What's the error? None of those are in. Hold on, which line is it pointing to exactly in my script? Okay, it's not, I don't think it's pointing to something, or maybe it's too small for me to see. Um, we can close this and, oh yeah, Python 3.12 py02.py. Okay, so it's on line 44, imputed X train. It's this one, the last line. So in the last line, what is it saying? None of index so and so are in the columns. Okay, let's try printing out what is in the, what columns it does have, and let's see. Hold on, dude, what is, this is giving us a range index. What does that mean? I'm confused about what's the type of this? It says it's a data frame. And then this is supposed to return columns. Okay. Let's say I did this dot columns. Why am I getting these two different answers? Yeah, that's confusing. Why am I getting these two different answers? It says range start 0 and stop 12. Um, Back up. Let's see what this returns. Unknown. I need to read this. I need to understand how this whole thing works because this seems to be transforming the data frame into something else. Like I did specify that it's supposed to be a data frame, but then the result is something else, which is kind of confusing. Or could it be because I didn't specify columns? Like what if I specify columns here? X underscore train and columns here as well. X underscore valid. Wrong. Hold on. Columns. Yes, xtrain dot columns and that dot columns. In data frame, what all can columns accept? Index or array like? Okay, so it gets an index. All right, now that it's getting an index, would it print out the values properly? Yes. So now we should be good. So now I can probably, yeah, there it is. I should probably also assign the index using uh actually what can I give for index? Axes. Um okay, we can do xtrain dot, I don't know, index. Would that work? I don't know if that works. Is that a thing? Is that gonna work? Let's just try that. X valid dot index. I think it worked. Yes, okay, it works. So now we can see over here the average value, the mean value being filled in spaces where there was no value before. I can get rid of, just a second. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesome. So we learned something here. We learned a little more than just the imputing thing. I do want to explore this a little more to understand because okay, I think I kind of understand what happened. It's not carrying forward the index values. It's not carrying forward the column names. There's a couple of things that it's not carrying forward from the other data frame. You get to specify whether you want those or not. Otherwise, it's going to use default values. Wait, I wonder what my imputer dot fit transform actually returns though. My imputer dot fit transform. Okay. This returns a new ND array of shape, end samples, and end features. So it's not necessarily returning a data frame, but then because data frame accepts this kind of data, so that's why you're able to use it. Oh, so it's not returning a data frame, it is returning this data, and because it's returning this data, so it doesn't carry forward any of the other data from the data frame. All right, okay, okay. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it. Yep, I'm starting to get it. Okay, okay. Now, hold on. Wait, what's going on here? Wait, what's this, dude? Why why am I not streaming in a category? I'm supposed to be streaming in co-working and studying. Why is it not showing me as streaming in co-working and studying? That's weird. All right, I guess it is what it is. Let's go into co-working and studying and look for. Oh, you know what? I think I found someone. So we are. Oh, dude, I hope you're not follow. Okay, we are not follow. We are not follower only. So we're gonna go over to somebody called Shiny Pen. Okay. Um, I'm gonna start up the raid, and we're gonna go check out Shiny Pen. They're doing something art related. I'm not sure exactly what, but they're designing something right now. Um, yeah, that's gonna be it for today's stream. I'm gonna carry on doing this more off stream because there's a bunch that I need to explore here, and I kind of want to explore all of this properly before I'm comfortable with going over to the exercise section, so I can actually do a good job in the exercise section, right? Because if I don't understand these concepts to begin with, then in the exercise section when they present me with complex topics, when they with not complex topics, but when they present me with scenarios or problems that I'm supposed to solve that require this knowledge, if I haven't understood this knowledge in the first place, then like I'm not going to be able to solve those problems, right? And there's also the fact that I kind of just want to understand the concept. You know, I want to learn the thing. So I'm gonna take some time and properly understand this, and then we'll move forward. Dude, I'm so excited. We are making progress. We are making progress in data science. We are finally making progress in data science. There are so many different um, what do you call it? So many different scikit-learn related things that I wanted to learn. So many different data science things I wanted to. Hold on. Okay, the timer is really pushing me now. There's like 5 seconds. I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.